Dear Taurus, you have diligently sown, placing your trust in the endurance and true value of all things. You have worked hard, building stability not just for yourself, but for those around you, sometimes forgetting that your efforts deserved recognition. It might have been a sum of money you gave away without asking for it back, a relationship you nurtured with patience and loyalty, or a project you dedicated yourself to without needing applause. You live by practicality, love with all your sincerity, and share as if everything you possess was only temporarily borrowed from the universe. Because of that, you accepted losses quietly, believing that persistence would bear sweet fruit. But today, you are not merely being gifted, you are being repaid. It's not something new that's arriving, it's something that once belonged to you coming back, like a stream, finding its source after a dry season. If you're hearing these words, know this: you are not forgotten. You've just stepped into the moment when the wheel of karma starts turning in reverse, returning to you what you once sent out. Abundance is now tracing its way back to your name. Money doesn't come like a game of chance, it comes like a wave of energy awakened by your integrity and steadfastness. You don't need to chase, you don't need to calculate, you don't need to compete, you just need to stand still in your own light. Money sometimes is not just money. It is the recognition you once didn't dare to accept. It is the blessing delayed because your heart hadn't yet truly believed in its own worth. It is the sign that the universe has never ignored your silent contributions. Dear Taurus, your healing journey now begins with something seemingly worldly compensation. But within that compensation lies the healing of a soul long accustomed to perceived lack, not because of bad karma, but because of a quiet nobility no one ever noticed. Remember, how many times have you opened your wallet to help someone without needing to know whether they would ever repay you? How many times have you stepped away from competition in silence simply because you didn't want to lose yourself just to be seen as a winner? How many times have you chosen to love with your whole heart, even knowing you were the only one building the bridge between two souls? You were a wellspring in someone else's desert, yet you dried up in the shadow of your own silence. Dear Taurus, that wasn't weakness. That was the compassion of someone who understands the law of light. Everything you give away will return, but not on a human calendar, on the soul's calendar. Today, your soul's calendar just turned a new page, a page where you no longer need anyone to remember you, a page where the universe, not people, speaks. It's time. You're not being returned to just because you once gave. You're being returned to because you didn't let bitterness kill your faith. There are those who are wealthy, yet constantly afraid. There are those who have money, yet lack light. But now you will be someone who carries light alongside wealth. Understand this: money is not a reward. It is a tool for your soul to reach farther, love deeper, and live truer to your sacred essence. Don't fear wealth. Don't reject compensation. Don't see yourself as small for receiving, for you are already so grand in giving. Dear Taurus, say to yourself, as a ritual, as a soul agreement, I don't need to be worthy. I have always been worthy. I receive. I am grateful. I take what belongs to me with open hands, without hesitation, without guilt. I am a source. I don't flow backward to please others. I let the current return to my own heart. You no longer need to prove anything, no longer need to live just to be recognized, no longer need to play the good one to be allowed to live in alignment with your heart. You are the embodiment of enough. You are the place where blessings rest, not where they have to rush past. Money returns because you never closed your heart. Prosperity comes home because you never locked your soul. And the universe chooses you not because you begged for it, but because you've always been a place worth choosing. Today, open your heart, not out of expectation, but because at last you understand you don't need permission to receive. Dear Taurus, if these words awaken a memory within you, if your heart just trembled like a door about to open, if something within you wants to take a deep breath and gently close your eyes, that's not coincidence. That is your soul remembering what it had forgotten in years of weariness. I am ready to receive. I don't need to hold on to what has already emptied. I open my heart, not out of fear of loss, but because I have chosen to live again. Write this under the video as a sacred ritual. I am not just returning. I am returning with the light that never left me. I allow goodness to find me not through the window, but through the front door of my heart. And if you feel that someone is gently leaving your journey, if a relationship, a kinship, a piece of memory is quietly saying goodbye, then please don't try to hold it back, because in the next part, you will see a goodbye is sometimes the most merciful gift from the universe. Listen with me in the next part. A sudden goodbye, a silent farewell, but one that brings your soul back into the light. Dear Taurus, you once tried to hold on to someone as if letting go would break the whole world. You once walked to the edge of your patience just to keep someone from leaving. You once sacrificed your time, your dreams, even your inner voice, to preserve a connection you believed was sacred. You once breathed in rhythm with someone's heartbeat, even though your own heart was beating with cracks. And then one day, without warning, they turned away. No goodbye, no final hug, no reason clear enough for you not to blame yourself. They left as if you had never mattered, and you remained with a cracked heart as if you had never existed. If you're hearing these words, perhaps you're carrying in your heart a goodbye that was never clearly spoken. And today, dear Taurus, we won't call it a loss anymore, but a ritual of purification. Not everyone who leaves you is a wound, and not every ending is a failure. Some people come to awaken you. Some people leave to open a door you once feared to open. Separation is not a wound. It is a blade of light cutting off ties that no longer belong to you. Dear Taurus, a broken relationship doesn't mean you are unworthy. It may mean you've just completed a soul lesson. You were not abandoned. You were led away from what no longer aligns with your soul. Do you remember there was a time you cried alone in your room, pretending to the world that you were fine? There was a time you saw the ignored message in your heart, read an entire truth in that silence. There was a time you realized you were talking to yourself in a two-person relationship. Dear Taurus, you loved with a heart that knew how to sing, but you loved someone who couldn't hear the music. You once believed that if you were good enough, understanding enough, selfless enough, they would stay. But deep down, you always knew it wasn't because you weren't enough, but because they weren't enough to understand you. We often cling to things that have run dry because we fear we'll never find love again. But have you realized when someone leaves, they are also making room for what truly belongs to you to arrive? Not everyone has the courage to stay. Not everyone deserves to see your soul when you open your heart. The one who leaves doesn't take the best part of you. They only take the part you've already let go. The lesson of separation is not in the tears. It is in the awakening. You once thought you were hurt, but in truth, you were cleansed. You once thought they took happiness with them, but really, they took only their dishonesty. Some goodbyes are endings, but some goodbyes are the beginning of truth. You have learned to stand without anyone holding your hand. You have learned to move forward without validation from someone who turned their back on you. You have learned to love yourself, not to be chosen, but to choose yourself again. Dear Taurus, you didn't fail because someone left. You won because you no longer need them to exist. And the most beautiful thing is, from now on, your soul will no longer shrink itself to fit into someone else's heart. I let go. I do not hold on to what is already complete. I do not blame the one who didn't choose me, because now I choose myself. I no longer wait for someone to understand me. I understand myself. I no longer wait for someone to heal me. I stitch myself back together with light, with tears, with growth. I no longer demand an apology because I no longer need permission to move forward. Dear Taurus, you don't need to know why they left. You only need to know they could not walk with you into the next light of your journey. It's not your fault. It's not bad luck. It's not the price of loving the wrong person. It is the soul's selection. Today, you can gently nod and say, I allow the departure to happen as a form of cleansing. I am grateful for what is no longer, for it taught me to look back at myself. O Taurus, if you are crying, let the tears fall. Don't hold them in, don't explain, don't try to understand. Just know you are washing away an old layer, a piece of pain that is now ready to leave your heart. Write it down as a farewell ritual. I no longer wait for someone to return. I do not blame the one who didn't understand me. I send them off with gratitude and peaceful eyes. You are being prepared for a new connection, a love that won't ask you to withdraw your soul. In the next part, you will see love doesn't arrive as a random gift. Love comes when you are ready to see yourself in the eyes of another. Come with me to part 3. True love proposes soon. True love is about to call your name, not to test you, but to receive you wholly. Dear Taurus, have you ever loved someone so much that you forgot how to love yourself? Was there ever a time you opened your heart, gave everything, then quietly picked up the pieces when they walked away as if they were never there? Was there ever a time you asked yourself, does anyone in this world truly see me? Not the version you perform, not the kind words you speak. It's you. In those moments of silent endurance, in the quiet nights you cried, while everyone thought you were strong, in the times you withdrew just to keep the peace, even though your heart was breaking. You once thought, maybe love isn't meant for someone as steadfast and grounded as me. But dear Taurus, true love doesn't come to fix you. It comes to see you exactly as you are and still chooses to stay. A proposal is approaching, not from someone in your past, not from a memory, but from a soul whose name was once written next to yours in another dimension. They won't come with flowers and a ring. They'll arrive with eyes that don't look away. They won't promise to love you forever. They'll stay whenever you need them. They won't ask what's wrong. They'll look at you and know today you're sad, even if you haven't said a word. Taurus, true love doesn't make you tense. It makes you breathe. Picture this. You're sitting alone on the balcony at dusk. Sunlight softly filtering through the leaves. There are quiet footsteps, unhurried. There is someone who doesn't move you with their looks, but because they make you feel seen without needing to explain. This person won't fear your sudden anger because they understand it's the voice of a heart that has been abandoned before. They won't panic when you cry. They'll hold you as if your tears are the song your soul had hidden away. Taurus, you are not too much. You are the one the universe saved for last, because not everyone has the depth to love you the right way. Some souls are born coded to find you, and they are coming. This love isn't here to possess you. It's here to free you from all the roles you've had to play. You don't need to try to be loved. You don't need to trim away your tenderness. You don't need to act strong. You don't need to hide your sadness behind that gentle smile. True love doesn't ask you to do anything. It asks, can you be yourself when you're with me? This is not a reward. This is a reunion between two souls that once got lost. You've been through enough lessons to understand love doesn't need drama, doesn't need control, doesn't need to be proven. Love only needs real presence. And you are the embodiment of a heart that has found enough peace to hold such a love. Taurus, believe that this person will arrive not because you're longing, but because you've returned to yourself. I no longer chase love. I return to myself, and love finds me. I open my heart unafraid of being hurt. I deserve to be loved fully, deeply, peacefully. I don't need to complete someone. I need someone to walk beside me, not to heal me, but to cherish the sacred within us both. Taurus, you are no longer in a phase of waiting to be saved. You are the keeper of the light, and true love will be drawn to that light. Repeat softly inside, I open the door without trembling. I receive without fear. I choose love, not because I lack, but because I am already full. Dearest Taurus, if your soul just quivered hearing these words, it's not a coincidence. It's a signal. Someone is thinking of you, not knowing why, but they feel something calling them back toward the light. Write down beneath this video as a sacred ritual to the universe. I am ready to be seen, to be loved, to be chosen by a love that doesn't ask me to shrink. Taurus, you have passed through all three gates: the gate of reward, the gate of separation, and the gate of deep love. Now you don't need to go anywhere anymore. You don't need to keep searching for someone. You don't need to strive to be chosen, because you've returned to yourself. Your soul, pure, serene, resilient, and full of love, is whispering, there is no more healing to do, because I am enough, and I am home. Pause for a few seconds, take a deep breath, place your hand on your heart, and write down as a sacred ritual for your soul. I am no longer waiting to be healed. I am ready to live as the light I've always been. Taurus, the path ahead doesn't need your effort. It only needs your presence, truly, consciously, gently. Let no one lead you, because you are the way. Thank you for listening with your whole heart. If today's journey touched something inside you, know that it wasn't by chance, but an invitation to return to your true self. Wishing you a soul quiet enough to hear the voice within, and a heart open enough to receive all that is meant for you. You are not alone. The universe is here, gently watching you grow day by day.